Greetings to all my fellow enthusiastic box lovers. I see you've made the strange decision to enjoy some more of my content. Thank you. Not sure why, but thank you. Now sit back and enjoy my dulcet tones as I further cement Undyne as best fish girl. That's right, screw Ariel and screw those Zora chicks. We all know they lay weird tadpole eggs, and ain't no one got time for that in their fantasizing schedule. So I'm not going to go all fangasm-y over Beneath's story here in this video, but if you're interested in hear someone gush about it in a rather detailed and well thought out way, maybe check out Best Guy Ever's video, he did a really good job at it. I got to the party a little bit late when it comes to Undertale, but a lot of people asked for a short, and so here I am, I made one, and everyone seemed to enjoy it, I hope, maybe? Anyway, I was toying around with the idea of having a short about the Lost Children and playing around different art styles for that, making it more collagey. But then I thought to myself that I wanted to do something with Undyne, as I really enjoy her character design, I really enjoyed playing around with her. And I ended up doing the genocide fight because it's probably my favourite point in the game, and there's no better reason to do something. Righto, so as I finish up the roughs here, I'd like to talk a little bit about character interpretation from a design point of view. See, in Undertale, they keep the characters very vague and undefined, and so whenever someone takes that and tries to make their own artistic rendition of it, they often use some liberties and add things, subtract things, depending on the degree in which you want to do. Like for Undyne, for example, there's a lot of things that are give and take when it comes to what you're going to do with her character design. I mean, technically the game portrays her hair as being bold with one thick ponytail that she loosens up and does a comb over when she's not in combat. But I like the tight tied back hair look she's got going on in a lot of the fan works, and I also liked it when I was drawing out character designs and stuff like that. When I was looking at more kind of animal influences for Undyne's character sheet, I was actually flirting with the idea of making a kind of like Sharkman kind of thing, like a Street Sharks kind of design thing. But the more I looked at it, it became increasingly obvious that she's much more piranha-like. What I mean by this is that for her jaw, I would have it look as though her teeth were too big for her mouth, so that she would have the skin being stretched and pulled over her teeth, and it counterbalanced that negative space where the nose would have been, and overall gives a very rounded silhouette for side and front views, which is a bit more attractive and less kind of like menacing to begin with. And I tried to give it more of a pointy silhouette-ish shape with the teeth protruding from the mouth when she transformed. Very enjoyable and important to make these comparisons to the animal counterparts of characters, especially when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the jaw and the teeth when she was talking and gritting them, and how I wanted the lips to interact with them. So it helped me kind of form a basis of what I was going to do there. Alphys is another character with a very unique silhouette and works quite well from a side view. It's a bit more complicated if you ever want to draw Alphys from the front view. She ends up having a rather skewed, squished head thing. Her body shape is one of those weird, oval, bottom-heavy body shapes that I think everyone's probably met someone like that at some point in their lives. I certainly knew someone like that at university. Kind of also a weird, quiet nerd I think was into furries. Off topic, but as a side note, if anyone's tenacious enough to figure out what I wrote on Alphys' swimsuit, you'll be rewarded a complimentary 10 points in the comments. With vague character designs like this, we all have our own little interpretational twists that we add onto them. Undyne's often shown with these thin, little twiddly arms, but I like showing her as a well-built, muscular lady. Having a character maintain their sense of femininity while still being muscular is a little bit of tug-of-war, but it's also really fun to play around with. It's that of a keen of like Korra from Avatar, or maybe Motoko from Ghost in the Shell. Lots of people often opt for having a female just be gigantic when you want to show they're kind of muscular and powerful, but I encourage people to play around with it, venture out and try and make a muscular female. I had a few in the past that I had for little projects. You know, it occurs to me, but the body types here are a little bit stereotypical for this pairing. Colour design for these characters wasn't really much of a factor, as I chose to make my animation mostly blacks and whites with a few emphasis on very specific colours. I utilised Undyne's staple red hair to indicate her status as the story progressed in my little short, and then I utilised a green glow for the eyes for narrative purposes and for contrast purposes because it went well with the only other colour she had on her character, which was red, because green and red are complementary. And then other characters I tried to keep black and white in the short. Here in this speed painting, I took colour swats from the sprite work in the game, and then I tweaked around with the colours to get something that would look nice within this shading of a sunny beach. And I went for the kind of navy bluish skin blue tone for Undyne, and then I put a little bit of light bluish glow into it so that it wouldn't be too overhazed in the bright yellows of the beach. And the same for alphys' colour tone. I added a little bit of red warming into it and just kind of picked it up a little bit to give it a nice warm yellow glow. And again, they're two nice colours that work together because they're nice and complementary, the navy blue and the yellow there with a little touch of red. Everything else in the background's got a very yellowish glow. I was a bit worried that alphys is blending into the background a bit, so I moved her up so she would be in line with the ocean, so she's got blues behind her. So that's another thing contrasty wise to what I did with this. I also played around with where I wanted certain things on the stage to be. Like I made sure the umbrella was pointing in that sort of direction, so if your eye caught it, it would lean your eyes down towards the actual action that was going on in this scene. And I put the cola can in the foreground to kind of block off that bit of empty space, so it was a bit of a busy scene because they're kind of luxuriousizing by the beach and I wanted to keep it all kind of busy. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little natter over my art here as I kind of went over my thoughts as I was creating a character sheet for Undyne. And if you haven't seen it already, a link to my animation will be after this video. I'll allow the music to fade in as you enjoy the finishing touches. Ta-ta!